Two of the most common applications of percentages are discounts and markups. A discount is when you decrease a value by a certain percent. This could include a coupon or a sale item. A markup would be a value or price that's increased by a certain percent. This could include things like tax, tip, or inflation. Before we tackle discounts and markups, we need to be able to find part of the whole with percentages. In other words, we need to find the percent of a known value. We start this process by turning the percentage into a decimal. Percentages are great at communicating values, whereas decimals are great at calculating values. To do that, I can either divide 45% by 100 or simply move the decimal over 2 places to the left. Next, I'm going to multiply the decimal form of my percentage by the whole value I was given. So I'm going to take 45 hundredths times 83. Quick calculator moment, and that's going to give me 37 and 35 hundredths. Let's try this process with 34% of 80. I'm going to first take my percentage and turn it into a decimal. So I can either divide by 100 or move my decimal 2 places to the left, giving me 34 hundredths. 34 hundredths I'm going to multiply by my whole number of 80. Quick calculator moment is going to give me 27 and 2 tenths. On your own, try the other two problems. In the real world, we see percentage discounts everywhere. We see coupons, we see sale days, we see reduced prices, and we even see more modern applications with things like Groupons. There are two common ways to calculate the percentage discount. Now, this is the total cost, the total price that you'll be spending. If you want to just find the portion that you saved, you would just multiply the percentage times the value or the original cost before the discount. Method 1. Turn the percentage into a decimal. Multiply the total by the decimal. Subtract this product from your total amount. So in this method, we find the discounted amount and we subtract it from the original amount, giving us just the amount we'd be paying. The downside to this method is a lot of students forget to do step 3 because after they do the multiplication, they feel that the operations are done. Method 2. Step 1, we're going to start by subtracting the percent from 100. Turn this difference into a decimal. Now we're going to multiply this decimal by our total amount or the original cost of the item. If 100% represents the total cost of the item, we're discounting the percentage and then finding the total cost after. This step does not leave that last moment of subtraction. Once you multiply, your answer is done. Let's apply what we've just learned to a discount problem. If you have a 15% off coupon to order a $75 remote control helicopter online, what will you actually pay? Notice it's asking for the discounted price. If it was just asking what is 15% of 75, you would multiply 0.15 times 75. With method 1, we find 15% of the original cost and subtract it from the original cost. So I'm going to take 15%, divide by 100 or move the decimal 2 places to the left to turn it into a decimal. And I'm going to multiply that by my original cost of $75. Little calculator moment, I get 1125. The problem is a lot of students forget to stop here. This is the amount that I'm saving. This is the amount the coupon is taking off or discounting. I need to subtract this from my original price to find out how much I'm personally paying for this helicopter. So I'm going to take 75 minus 1125. Again, great calculator moment to get $63.75. Since this is a word problem, include a unit. Method 2, we're going to take care of that discount right away. 100% represents the total cost of the item. 15% represents the amount that's being discounted. So I'm only paying for 85% of the actual object or the actual helicopter. I'm going to turn that 85% into a decimal, so I move the decimal 2 places to the left, multiply by my original cost. So again, I'm trying to find 85%, just the chunk of the helicopter that I'm paying for. Multiply that together, I get $63.75. Notice Both methods get you the exact same answer. Try both as you do your practice problems and prepare for your assessment, but find the one that works most consistently for you. On your own, try the last problem at the bottom of this section. Tips and tax are two of the most common versions of markups. This is when a value is increased by a set percentage, just like discounts are when a value is decreased by a set percentage. Just like discounts, we have two possible methods depending on which path you want to take. Method 1, I start by turning the percentage into a decimal. I'm going to take this decimal and multiply it by my total, or my original amount, my original cost. I'm going to add this product to the total amount, that original value that I started with. In this case, we're finding the extra amount that we're paying, or the extra amount that this value has grown, and then we're adding it to the original value, or the original total amount. Students make errors with this method because they forget to add the value to the original total. If you just multiply the percentage by the original or total of cost, you end up just finding that extra amount that you're paying. So you're just finding the tip, you're just finding the tax, you're just finding the extra markup value. Method 2 deals with the markup to begin with. We start by adding the percent to 100. With discounts, we subtracted by 100 because the value was decreasing by a percent. With this method, we're adding to the 100 because we're increasing our percent. Turn this sum into a decimal. Move the decimal place over 2 places to the left. And now that I have the 100% and the extra percent added on already, I'm going to multiply this new decimal by our total or original amount. Let's try this problem with both methods. You have $75 worth of groceries in your cart. If they charge an 8% sales tax, what is the total amount that you'll be charged? Notice this example doesn't ask what is the amount of tax you're being charged. It's asking the total amount. So this has to include the total cost of the groceries and the taxes being applied. If they just asked for the tax, you would multiply $75 times the decimal form of 8%. Method 1, we find that extra value. We find the tax and then we add it to the total original cost. So I have decimal version of 8%, so it's 8/100ths. I move my decimal 2 places to the left. I'm going to multiply that by $75. That's going to give me $6. Be careful, that is just the tax. That's that extra amount. I need to then add it to the original cost. 75 plus $6 gives me $81 total. We're dealing with real-world units in a word problem, so make sure that you include units in your final answer. Method 2, we're going to deal with that percentage to begin with. $75 represents 100% of my bill. Tax is 8% more, so I add 100 plus 8 to get 108%. I'm paying more or a bigger percent of my bill because of taxes. So I'm going to turn 108 into a decimal. Be careful, I'm dividing by 100 or moving 2 places to the left. It's not 0.108, it's 1 and 8/10. I move over only 2 places. I'm now going to multiply this value by my original total cost, so the $75 worth of groceries. Quick calculator moment gives me $81. In both cases, I get the same exact answer. On your own, try the last problem.